when you're using digital tools, Spotify is a good example. Amazon is another example. Right? You're creating data as you go. It's learning what type of songs do I like, what type of style, how often do I listen to specific things. Although I will tell you, if you then also use your same account to play sleepy time piano music for your 6-year-old to go to sleep, it gets kind of confusing. Like, yeah, what are you going to do? Nothing is perfect. But it's listening. It's not just playing, it's listening to the user input. And we might not think about it like in these scenarios that is user input, but we are providing that data first party. And so then it gives you an opportunity. I mean, I have a paid version, so I don't actually have the tailor. It uses it to tailor ads for the Spotify free version, but it gives me concert recommendations of people to see in person. I'm like, this is so handy because otherwise I wouldn't know. And it knows my location. And if someone's released new merch, it tells you stuff. And you're like, wow. And it also, one of the things I really appreciate about it is it has the continual feedback loop. And so if I continually X out of things that are merch related, it'll stop sending me messages about merch related things. I'm personally not a merch girl. But it is learning because of user behavior. Now, I want to just kind of extrapolate that because it is a little bit easier to collect that kind of data when someone is interacting on an app in an ongoing way. And a lot of people don't have that, right? A lot of people have a person business, maybe it's a service or maybe it's a product, it's your coffee shop, right? But when we get creative about how we can, with our client touch points, collect information, then we can still build those types of things. And so Starbucks is another great example with how they use their app. And I think a lot of Starbucks users have noticed them like pushing the app. The benefit of them doing that is that they know your drink. I don't have to depend on a barista to know that my preferred drink is this. I can just now collect that data and feed it to the barista. So every barista at every Starbucks can know that this is my ideal drink.
Well, and you're talking to a Starbucks 2,500 point person right now. So I've got I've been buying. So a lot of Starbucks points. A lot of Starbucks. But the smart thing I did is I had all my kids when they went to college use my app. So guess what? I'm buying their drinks, but I'm drinking free because of it. It makes me feel much better. Take that down to the ICP challenge. But nonetheless, the point here I think is really unique because, we're talking about apps, very formidable companies that have the wherewithal to be able to gain data, build data from those sort of things. But think about your search bar on your website. When people in search for a keyword or a phrase, that is providing you key insights about behaviors that might be very important for you in turn to turn into part of the ICP strategy. What are
just a quick example too of like a very homegrown example of this, which I just recommended to a friend of mine who was going to be at a trade or at a art market. And what she actually wants to do is sell custom. So she does these lamps and she has a few that she's made. And so she's selling them to the market, but she wants to do custom. And so I'm like, let's start a conversation with people and collect data for people who want to custom. And so I went to the show this weekend and she had a piece of paper and on top in handwriting, sign up if you're interested in custom. And there was 12 or 13 people on the list from a very community driven art market. That it was a very good opportunity. And now I got their email. Now I can have a conversation. Now I have opened the door to collect more data. So this doesn't have to be enterprise level, build your own app, which is what Starbucks did, right? But it can be homegrown. Again, if you know what you want, where you want to go, the vision of that, and start collecting data. It's as easy as putting a blank piece of paper on the table.